Hello everyone, today in this lecture I am going to explain line by line the famous poem, Lines from the Deserted Village, written by Oliver Goldsmith. But before I explain it, if you are new to my channel, then please like and subscribe the channel. Without wasting the time, let's start it. Sweet Auburn, loveliest village of the plain, this is the beginning line of this poem. The poet begins it by praising Auburn, which is the name of his village. He is describing it as the most beautiful village on the plain. By plain means that in his area. Actually, this line shows his fondness about his village. Where health and plenty cheered the laboring swain, Auburn is depicted as a place where both health and abundance uplifted the hard-working farmers. The word, swain, means, farmers. Simply it indicates a prosperous and wholesome community. You can say, the poet says that people in his village was hale and hearty. Where smiling spring its earliest visit paid, in this line he further says that the season spring came early to Auburn. Basically, he has personified the season spring and call it as, a smiling spring. It is also suggesting a place blessed with natural beauty. And parting summer's lingering blooms delayed, in this line he further says that summer extends its stay in Auburn. It means that his village was so beautiful and full of blessing. Basically, by this line it means that flowers bloom longer, which indicates the village's lush and fertile nature. According to the poet, the season summer stayed longer than other areas. Dear lovely bowers of innocence and ease, first learn the meaning of bowers. It refers to a shady places under trees. Basically, such places are described as places of innocence and ease. By this way, he wants to emphasize the natural environment of his loveliest village. It means that his village was full of shady places and it provided ease and comfort to him. Seats of my youth, when every sport could please, here the poet nostalgically recalls Auburn as the setting of their youth, where simple pleasures and games were deeply satisfying. Simply, the poet says that in his village there were many shady places where he used to sit and enjoy games. How often have I loitered o'er thy green? In this line he talks about leisurely wandering over Auburn's green fields, highlighting the freedom and tranquility of their youth. The word, loitered, means wandering, and green refers to the green fields of his village. Basically, he reminds his days in village that he used to wander here and there in his village. Where humble happiness endeared each scene. It means that the simple, modest happiness of the village made every scene beloved and cherished by the speaker. You can say, he remembers the time of his village where each moment gave him pleasure and happiness. Simply, it means that every moment of the village gave him happiness. How often have I paused on every charm? He tells in this line that he frequently stopped to admire the various charms of the village, indicating a deep appreciation for its beauty. Here the word, paused, means stopped, and charm means, beauty. Simply, it means that he remembers that he used to stop and admire the beauty of his village. The sheltered cot, the cultivated farm. In this line he further says that in his village there was a cottage which provided shelter, and there were many cultivated fields. Here the word, cot, means cottage. He nostalgically remembers the cultivated fields and cottage. The never-failing brook, the busy mill. He further says that there was flowing stream and a mill which was also busy. Here he word, never-failing brook means, continuous or never-stopping stream. Simply, it means that in his village there was a stream which was continuously flowing and there was also a mill which was always in running. The decent church that topped the neighboring hill, now he wants to show us that there was also a modest church on a nearby hill which adds to Auburn's picturesque landscape, and it also suggests a close-knit, religious community. Simply, it means that on the top of the mountain there was also a church. Then says, the hawthorn bush, with seats beneath the shade. It means that the hawthorn bush with seats underneath provides a spot for relaxation and socialization, symbolizing community and togetherness. Basically, hawthorn refers to a tree which provided a place for the people to sit in its shade. You can say that there was a hawthorn tree which provided a shady place for sitting. For talking age and whispering lovers made. Here he talks about the above-mentioned seats. It means that the seats provided a place for aged people who would enjoy talking, and there were also the lovers, who whispered to each other, illustrating the village's role in fostering relationships. In other words, you can say, the aged people used to sit there in shade, and talk to one another. Along with the elderly people, sometimes lovers also used to sit there and whisper under the shade of the hawthorn tree. How often have I blessed the coming day? The speaker often looked forward to each new day with anticipation, indicating a sense of hope and contentment. Simply, it means that he remembers that his village also blessed him with new things. When toil remitting lent its turn to play, when the work time ended, it was time for play, highlighting a balance between labor and leisure in Auburn. Here the word, toil, means work, and remitting, means, to end. Simply, it means that when work time ended then people would play games and enjoy their lives. And all the village train, from labor free, the entire village, once free from work, would join in leisure activities, emphasizing community spirit and unity. Here the word, train, means people. Simply, it means that when the people of the village got free from the work. So, then he says, let up their sports beneath the spreading tree. They gathered under a large tree for their games and activities, a central location for communal fun. Simply, it means that when they finished their work then they would gather beneath a huge tree and start playing games. While many a pastime circled in the shade, it means that various games and pastimes took place under the shade of the tree. Actually, it symbolizes a lively and joyous life. Simply, it means that there were many people they would pass their time in the shade of a tree, and used to sit in a circle and have a fun. The young contending as the old surveyed, the young competed in games while the elderly watched. It is suggesting a continuity of tradition and generational bonding. Here the word, contending, means competing, and the aged people would look at them and enjoy their competition. And many a gambol frolicked o'er the ground. It means that playful frolicking was common. By this line, he is further illustrating the vibrant and carefree atmosphere of his village. Here the word, gambol frolicked, means merrymaking. In other words, you can say that in the ground of his village people would make merrymaking and enjoying their games. And sleights of art and feats of strength went round. It means the display of skill and strength were popular in his village. It also indicates a community that valued diverse talents and friendly competition. Here the word, art, means skill. So, the main point is, in his village people would show their skills and strength in a game. And still as each repeated pleasure tired. As one pleasure grew tiring, a new one would begin, ensuring continuous enjoyment and engagement. You can say when a repeated game or activity made others bored. Then in the next says, succeeding sports the mirthful band inspired. It means new games and activities kept the group entertained and inspired. It is reinforcing the sense of a lively and cohesive community. In other words, you can say when one activity or game made them bored then they would start another activity, and there was no time for sadness. The dancing pair that simply sought renown. It means that there were couples who used to dance. And they used to seek recognition for their stamina and skill, indicating a culture of public celebration and achievement. You can say, there were a dancing couples who wanted to be renowned to the society by their skill of dancing. By holding out to tire each other down, it means that they competed to see who could dance the longest, a friendly rivalry that added to the village's vibrant social life. Simply, they try to make each other tired in dancing. The swain, mistrustless of his smutted face, a farmer, unaware of the dirt on his face, continued happily, suggesting a lack of vanity and a focus on simple joys. Here the word, swain, means farmer, and mistrustless means, unaware, and smutted face, means stained or dirty face. Simply, it means that the village farmer would sometime have smutted face and he would not be aware of it, that his face is smutted. While secret laughter tittered round the place, others laughed quietly at his smudged face, highlighting a sense of communal amusement and affection. Actually, the farmer would have smutted face and he used to be unaware of it, and the people would laugh at him secretly. Here, the word, tittered, refers to a suppressed laugh. You can say, they would laugh at him secretly. The bashful virgins sighed long looks of love, shy young girls cast sideways glances of affection, indicating budding romances and the innocence of young love. The poet then says that there were many shy and young girls, they would secretly look at their beloved. The word, virgin, means young girls. The matron's glance that would those looks reprove. Older women disapproved of these flirtatious glances, suggesting a social order that valued propriety and decorum. It means that when the young girls would look at their beloved, then their mothers would mind such sidelong looks. Here the word, matron, means mother, and reprove means, to criticize. It means their mother would criticize their looks to their beloved boys. These were thy charms, sweet village, sports like these activities were the village's charms, the essence of its appeal and beauty. Now in this line he says that these were the beauty and charms of his sweet village. With sweet succession, taught even toil to please. It means that these pastimes made even the hard work enjoyable, highlighting the harmonious balance of labor and leisure. Here the word, toil, means hard work. You can say the poet says that the succession of these beautiful activities taught them that hard work was also an enjoyable thing. These round high bowers their cheerful influence shed, it means that these activities spread cheer throughout the village, creating a joyful and contented atmosphere. Simply, you can say that such activities were common in his village. These were thy charms, but all these charms are fled. Now the poet feels nostalgic and says that these charms are now gone. Actually, it is marking a stark contrast between the past and the present state of the village. It means that such activities are not available in his village. Ill fares the land, to hastening ills a prey. This line shows the current condition of the village. This means the country is in a bad state and is quickly falling victim to worsening troubles. Actually, Goldsmith is warning that the nation is declining because of the social and economic changes happening too fast for the people to adapt. Hastening ills refers to the rapid arrival of problems or troubles. Where wealth accumulates, and men decay, in this line, the poet further contrasts the growing accumulation of wealth with the decline of people, both physically and morally. As riches grow, the general well-being and morality of the people deteriorate. Simply, it means that now people are busy in collecting money and they themselves are in the way of decline. Princes and lords may flourish, or may fade, In this line the poet talks about the lords and princes. Basically, he points out that the fortunes of the nobility are unstable. They may enjoy power and success for some time, but it will be vanished easily. A breath can make them, as a breath has made. This line emphasizes the fragility of power. The rise and fall of princes and lords are like a breath, it can be given or taken away quickly and easily. It means that their power is not permanent. But a bold peasantry, their country's pride. In this line the poet praises the courage and hard work of the peasantry, the common working class people, who are the real strength and pride of the nation. Unlike the nobility, they are the true backbone of the country. Simply, he says that common people and the working class are the real strength of village. Bold means courageous and peasantry means farmers. When once destroyed, can never be supplied. In this line Goldsmith laments that if the hard-working peasantry is ever destroyed, through displacement, exploitation, or loss of their land, they cannot be replaced. Unlike wealth or nobility, which can rise and fall, the peasantry's value is unique and irreplaceable. You can say, he says, if this farmer class once finished it cannot be replaced. Supplied means replaced. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget like and subscription to my channel. Thank you.